Hello students, how are you all? Hope you are doing well and enjoyed your holidays. I'm sure your mothers didn't allow you to go out of the house. Don't worry, let's pray to God to take away coronavirus from this world so that we can come back to our normal life. From today onwards, we'll start our classes. Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, you'll be getting videos and notes of SST. Please note Monday, Wednesday and Friday. We have already completed chapter 3. Those who have not completed the work, please complete it as soon as possible. So let's start with the 4th chapter, Major Landforms. So let's begin with our chapter 4, Major Landforms. We live in which planet? Earth. And what is the shape of the Earth? Earth is spherical in shape, and when you see a globe, you can see blue color more. And what it represents what? Water bodies. So the Earth is consist of both water and land. Let's see the division. The surface of the Earth is made up of both land and water, and 71% of the Earth is covered with water and 29% is land area. Around 3/4 of the Earth is covered with water bodies. Rest 29% is land. And land is not same everywhere. Blue colored area shows the water body and rest large land masses. These are the continents. So 7 continents make up the land mass and 5 oceans along with the other water bodies is the water area of the Earth. And it is not same everywhere. See, some areas having mountains, plains, plateaus, desert and island. We stay in Uttar Pradesh, and can you see any mountains over here? No, we are in plains. And Rajasthan, desert area. Lakshadweep, it's an island. So what surface of the Earth is uneven. It is not equal everywhere. There are different types of landforms like mountains, plains, plateaus, island and desert. These are also known as relief features, means the layout of the land. See, mountain area, plains, plateaus, island and desert. And in this chapter, we'll learn about the major landforms of the Earth. First, we'll start with mountains. See, let's see the picture of the mountain. It is raised upwards. It is raised upwards. So what are mountains? Mountains are the uplifted portions of the Earth's surface which are much higher in contrast to the surrounding areas. See, it is higher compared to the ground level, and it is a landform that rises at least 900 meters above the sea level. The uplifted portion of the Earth are mountains. They are usually high, steep, sloping sides and sharp or rounded ridges. See the physical features of mountain areas. Last year we have learned about northern mountains, Himalayas and all. Okay, so how are mountains formed? See, basically the mountains are formed when the Earth's crust is pushed upwards from underneath due to the pressure inside the plates of the Earth. What happened? The two land masses, when they collide, due to the pressure, it races upwards. The collision of two large land masses. The upper part of the Earth's crust folds in layers, thereby forming mountain belts. The upper part of the Earth's crust folds in layers, therefore forming the mountain belts after so many years. There is basically the collision of two large land masses. Due to the pressure, it races upwards and it takes so many years to form a mountain. The highest point of a mountain is called its peak or summit. See, the tip of the mountain. This is called what? Peak or summit. This portion. A mountain range is a series of chain of mountains that are close together. See, all mountains are different. There are different types of mountains. Some mountains are like a chain, long chain. So many mountains together, a series of mountains. This is called what? Mountain range, like Himalayan mountains. A long chain of mountain is called a mountain range. The height and shape of a mountain depends on its age. Himalayan mountains are young and hence have high peaks and conical peaks, unlike the much older Aravallis, which are low and have rounded peaks. All mountains are not same. They have their own physical features. See, it is conical in shape. Himalayas is Aravallis. Low and rounded peaks. The tip is rounded. Another example for mountain ranges are the Andean mountains in South America, Alpine mountains in Europe. Why mountainous regions have very scarce population means very less population. It is not very thickly populated compared to the plains. Why? Because due to the thin soil cover, because of which agriculture cannot be practiced on large scale. You know the shape of the mountain. You can't find any plain area over there, and some crops are not grown according to their climatic condition of that area. So that is why the population is very less. That is one of the reasons, and the climate is not favorable. Most of the time it is very cold. Why? Because it is in height. As we go higher, the temperature decreases. We will feel cold because of less temperature, and it won't suit for everyone, and it won't suit for every crops. Transportation is difficult in these areas. You must have gone to the hill stations. You must have noticed that the roads are very narrow and so many curves are there, and you can't find any airport over there or any railway station over there because of the special land area. So the people don't prefer staying in mountain areas. That's why the population is, that is one of the reasons why the population is very less in mountain areas. Even though there are so many drawbacks, so many minus points in the mountain areas, but it is very useful also. The mountains are useful to us. Let's see, many rivers originate from the mountains. Last year you must have learned most of the important rivers originate from the mountain area. So this water sources are used for irrigation and domestic use by the people living in these areas as well as in the plains. These rivers flow to the plains also. So one of the most important use is what? All important rivers originate from mountains. Mountains act as a barrier against the hot and cold winds. It is, what do you mean by barrier? It's like a stopper. The Himalayas, it acts as a barrier to the wind blowing from the other part of that area. So it protects us from hot and cold winds. The weather at these altitudes remains cool even in summers, and that is one of the main attraction of the tourists. So we prefer going to hill stations during summer season. Why? Because of the good climatic condition. It is in height, altitude, and that area, what happens? The temperature is very less and it is cold over there. Slopes have rich pastures and forest cover. Rich pastures means lots of grass and plant area. That is basically for the cattle and all, and it is covered with rich forest cover. And we get so many things from forest. And again, mountains are very useful to us. The mountainous rocks are used widely as a building material. So you know, to stand up a building, you need rocks, bricks, everything. So mountainous rocks, we are used for building, used as a building material. They are home to many plants and animals. So it is a spot of biodiversity. You know, the mountain areas, it is filled with forest cover and all. So many animals are there and so many varieties of plants and trees are there. So that is why it is a home to many plants and animals and therefore a rich biodiversity spot. Before we conclude our class, let's have a quick revision. Today we learned about mountains. Mountains is a part of major landform. It is an uplifted portion of the earth. Your homework is you have to read this chapter 2 times, and for the next class we'll continue with the topic plateaus. Thank you.